Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2021 mid-month general readings. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of November, and this reading is for the water sign of Scorpio. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all doing well, safe, and healthy wherever you're at. Thanks for taking the time to be here to watch this video. Your likes, shares, subscribes, all your support. Thank you so much. Yes, I know my background has changed. I'm doing a little bit of traveling. It's just temporary. I'll actually be back in my usual environment by the time these air. So it's always a bit hit or miss with backgrounds when you travel around in Airbnbs. Okay, so Scorpio, this reading is for you for the last 2 weeks of November 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Scorpio. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio. It's a general reading, so of course it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs for any additional insight and perspective. And if you find that any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can click on the little arrow below, that little description link where you'll see my email address, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings. And we're coming into the holiday season, the gift giving season. And for those of you who get stuck with what to get for certain friends, family, loved ones, personal readings do make great gifts. So something to keep in mind. So let's move right into this, Scorpio. I am using the Gilded Tarot. And also, those of you who are celebrating the upcoming holiday of Thanksgiving, I hope you all have a wonderful, safe, and peaceful holiday. Okay, Scorpio. We begin with endings, death, final endings, transformations, the process of dying and being reborn. With the Five of Cups, loss, grief, regret, sadness, which is often what happens when something ends in our life because we don't have the thing anymore, the person, place, the situation. But the Five of Cups, there's still two cups upright and full behind this person, which means that not all is lost, not all is ever lost, but it does mean that there are still things in your life that are blessings to be grateful for, and to pay attention that you don't spend so much of your time and energy focusing on the past or what no longer is or what's ending, that you miss any opportunities which might come in. But this is an understandable energy. Next, we have the Five of Wands, which is a card that represents conflict, internal conflict, external conflict. It can represent petty arguments or petty drama or fighting about the same thing over and over and over again. There's a circular energy to it, everybody wanting to be right, nobody wanting to back down or elevate themselves or compromise or negotiate. But it's a card of conflict. With the Tower. Major endings and major changes for the last 2 weeks of November, Scorpio, that are challenging to deal with. There's sadness about it. There's maybe some grief, some regret about it. There might be some arguing or fighting about it. I mean, the Five of Wands with the Tower can represent a big argument, or it can simply represent, for some of you, whatever is ending, there's conflict about it. Conflict within yourself, conflict with people around you, particularly if, I mean, for some of you, whatever is ending, you might be choosing. For others of you, I mean, Death and the Tower are major arcana cards. Something may be ending or crumbling down, whether you like it or not. But in situations like that, cards like Death and the Tower, the best option is to go with it. And in this process, try to make the best decisions possible. And it may be that some of the decisions you're making as a result of this or because of this, or you're making the decision to end something, other people might not be agreeing with you about. We have the Ten of Swords. Tens also represent the end of a cycle coming to a close. May be a difficult one. The Ten of Swords is sometimes referred to as the betrayal card, feeling stabbed in the back, exploited, thrown under the bus, but it's at an end. The clouds are beginning to break up in the background. You can see the sun beginning to shine through. And one of my other decks, this Ten of Swords, has the sun rising in the background, the animals beginning to return to the scene. So while whatever the process that brought this person face down with these 10 swords may be painful, difficult, challenging, devastating, again, this is a general reading, so the intensity of this is going to vary. Just like whatever is ending, whatever that death card and the tower represent is going to vary, in a general reading, depending on the lives of those of you who are watching. Uh, but it means that it's at an end. It's time to get up, dust yourself off, and start moving forward again. The Ten of Swords comes with Judgment, which is a major choice card. It usually represents being at a crossroads and needing to make a decision as to how you're going to act or react to this. And the consequences will be likely long lasting, if not permanent, because you don't typically reverse judgment. Judgment represents that you have a choice as to what you can say, as to what you can do, as to what you choose or don't choose. And the outcome is going to be dependent on that. So you can choose to try and stick with the same old thing, which means that the same old thing will continue, or you can make a decision to do something perhaps completely different, make a different choice, go down a different path, and that's going to completely change your life as well. I mean, there's major changes here. I think for most of you, there's some kind of major change, major ending, major change coming in, whether you want it to or not. But the choice you have is in how you deal with it, how you move through it, and what choices you make moving through it and after it on the other side of it, to see if, to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Because death in the tower represents spirit either orchestrating or allowing something to come to an end because it's not meant to be part of your karmic path. So your choices as you move through and beyond it is, are you going to make different choices so that you don't end up back in the same kind of whatever this is again? Uh, or will you continue to make the same choices even through and after this that will perhaps somewhere down the road put you back in the same sort of position again? And that's what judgment means. What are you going to do? It's a call to action. What are you going to do? From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the last 2 weeks of November is strength, which is what is needed to move through this. Facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, looking at the part you've had to play in it, accepting responsibility for that, dealing with it, moving through it, making the best choices you can, choices for change. It takes a great deal of strength and courage and humility and wisdom to do this. But it's also what you gain more of by doing this. Excuse me, a little hoarse this morning. So that's the focus for the last 2 weeks of November. It's a short period of time, but it looks like a pretty intense period of time for you, Scorpio. So let's clarify. Let's clarify strength as the overall energy. The devil. All these major arcana cards. This is like, I don't know, the third or fourth reading for the mid-months that are turned out to be pretty intense. People dealing with difficult, challenging endings and moving through that. And this one's no different. It's that time for change. The devil. Toxic cycles, negative cycles, addictive cycles, obsessive cycles. Which is what the devil represents. It often is a card that shows up for addictions. And what does that really mean? Whether it's classic substance abuse addiction or workaholic or shopping or toxic relationships, right? Codependence, power and control. The devil enslaves and tempts through, the devil enslaves through temptation, right? So while the thing itself that you become obsessed about might not in and of itself be negative or unhealthy, if you start pouring too much obsessive energy, you become addicted to it, and then it becomes unhealthy for you and for things and people around you, right? So it's imbalance, it's too much energy in one area, but yet it's difficult to break out of because, there's something about it that we like so much and it just keeps kind of pulling us. You need this, right? That's the energy of the devil card, and it's difficult to break. It's habits that are difficult to break. It's patterns that are difficult to break. It's ideologies that are difficult to break. But here, as the overall focus for the last 2 weeks of November, Scorpio, strength, strength to break this negative cycle, even when it keeps pulling on you, right? Let's clarify death. Well, actually, let's clarify the Five of Cups. I'm not going to clarify death because this is a general reading, and whatever is coming to an end or crumbling down is going to vary. It could be anything from job, work, relationship, friendships. Let's clarify the Five of Cups, which is about sorrow, grief, and loss. The Five of Pentacles, insufficiency, lack, not having enough, being afraid you're not going to have enough, feeling shut out, abandoned, rejected, or feeling like you're going to feel that way. Excuse me. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. A little froggy this morning. You have three fives here, Scorpio. Five of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. Fives are Five is a number that can represent conflict, but conflict is what often precedes change. Typically, in order for change to happen, there has to be some kind of uh, conflict or choice about an ongoing conflict in order to begin the process of change. And that's what this is here. And the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles are clarifying death, whatever is ending. There's an ending and a transformation beginning to happen here because birth follows death and beginnings follow endings. Something is being removed from your life or completely transformed in your life, or you're making the choice to have that happen or to allow that to happen. But there is understandably feelings of sorrow, of regret, of loss, because you are letting go of something that pulls at you, right? That you don't want to let go of, but you know you need to let go of because it's become unhealthy for you. So understandably, there's all this conflict about it. Clarify the Five of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. So the Five of Wands, conflict, arguing, internal conflict, external conflict, arguing, choices. The Two of Pentacles, choices. Juggling two different things. Do I do this thing? Do I do the other thing? Could be that you're fighting with other people about the choices that you're making or the choices that you are considering making. And also, it could be conflict within ourselves. I know I need to let go of this thing, or I know I need to let this thing go or allow this thing to be removed from my life. But of course, that devil card energy does pull on you. So therein is the conflict. Clarify the Tower. The Empress and the Fool. You have so many major arcana cards, Scorpio, which fits because you have, all the major arcana cards represent energies of divine, God, spirit, angels, guides, the universe. Um, and these are like the most profound major arcana cards because they're all about endings, major transformations, final endings. The Empress, the traditional Earth Mother of the Tarot, it's a card of fertility, of abundance, of giving birth to abundance. And the Fool is where the journey begins again, only on a different path. The Fool has the zero on his card because this is where the tarot journey starts. It's the first major arcana card in the tarot, and all the cards after that were the Fool. All the cards after that are about the fool's journey through life, learning, changing, growing, evolving, trying things, succeeding, failing, learning, all of that, right? Until we get to the last card, the World, which is about graduation, completion, and you've graduated, so you're moving into a new landscape on a new journey with new opportunities, and the Fool begins again. So that's what this is about. It's getting ready to start on a brand new journey. You have no idea perhaps what the path's going to be like. You may have fears about it. It may feel risky. It's about stepping off the path into the unknown and trusting. So literally giving birth to something new and feeling maybe afraid about that, feeling because remember all of this is clarifying that five of wands conflict, right? Conflict within yourself. I'm scared. Am I doing the right thing? I'm afraid of what I'm doing. I'm afraid to make this decision. I'm afraid to move forward. I'm nervous. I'm excited. And maybe other people aren't agreeing with you. Maybe this decision to do this or allow this to happen, uh, instead of maybe fighting for the thing, other people are like, are you crazy? What are you doing? All of this conflict kind of going on about this major change and transformation going on in your life. Clarify the Ten of Swords. The Ace of Wands, new beginnings. Aces represent the number one, so it's the start, the spark, the opportunity, the beginning of a new path. This one is the Ace of Fire, passion, enthusiasm, excitement, action, forward movement. Judgment, clarify judgment. The World. We have the Fool in the World. Here's the World card. This is where the journey over a particularly important part of your life or a chapter or chapters of your life has come to an end. It's about graduation, reaching the top of the mountain. You're done with that, and now you're looking forward at a brand new horizon, new landscape full of new opportunities, potential new choices. Is this what you're going to choose, or are you going to choose to stay with the old thing or repeat the same mistake so you find yourself back with the old thing, which, while alluring, turned out not to be so good for you? The Hermit, using your wisdom, your life experience, your tools, your wise friends or mentors. The Six of Swords, healing, moving away slowly but surely from the muddy, choppy, turbulent waters into a place that's more peaceful, calm, and balanced. You're not quite to the other shore and on solid ground yet, but you're moving towards that if you make the choice to do this. That's what judgment is about. It's a call to action. Are you going to make a choice that, while difficult, is what you need to have a new beginning to bump you up and graduate you and put you in the next level? Or are you going to make decisions to either try and hold on to what is ending or fight it and continue to make decisions that put you back in similar situations? Free will, free agency. It's quite clear here that Spirit is doing everything they can to put you on a better path, even though the process of that change, as change often is, looks difficult, challenging, painful. We all go through these times in our life, at least once. I know I have. So let's end with final messages, guidance, advice for Scorpio for the last 2 weeks of November 2021. And really, starting it now and kind of beginning to move through this process means that we begin 2022 with a brand new book full of blank pages, right? What are you going to write in your book, Scorpio? The Three of Pentacles. These are final messages, guidance, advice. The Three of Pentacles, teamwork, collaboration, a group of people working towards the same thing, using each of their own individual skills, unique talents, kind of coming together and saying, okay, we agree that this needs to be accomplished or done. Now, how are we going to come together and do this? It's a teamwork card. The Three of Cups. The Three of Wands. Three threes. Now I've got that phrase in my head with a little help from my friends, because that's basically what this means. Friends, family, or people around you that care, even if it's people that you don't know or people in positions of, some kind of leadership or power or decision-making ability. If you need resources, and we're going to an organization for resources. The Three of Cups is friendship, kindred spirits. There's a high social energy, but it's about people that you connect with really well, positive connections in your social community. The Three of Wands is about laying the groundwork, starting to see some of your smaller goals being met on the way to achieving a bigger goal, which means that you start feeling more positive and optimistic about your future with the help of your friends. Now I've got this in my head. It's obvious, Scorpio, that you have people's Peoples. You have peoples, Scorpio. You have peoples who care about you. Perhaps they're very close, care about you, love you, want to help you lay the foundation for a new life, a new beginning, a new path forward. You'll start to see some of those things pay off. You'll start to feel more positive, hopeful, and energetic about your future because remember, in the tarot, chronologically, the star comes after the tower. The star is renewed, restored hope, faith, and optimism after all of this ending and transformation, which has been so difficult. There's usually a period of, healing, some time out, and then, yeah, okay, I'm going to survive. This is going to be great. I might even have a great, beautiful, wonderful, abundant, fulfilled, joyful life. You have people around you to help you do that, to help you start pouring the concrete for a new foundation moving forward. So I think I'm going to end it there, Scorpio. That is your rather intense, but really good, actually, reading for the last 2 weeks of November. I hope that you found it useful. Maybe brought you some clarity or validation or at least food for thought. Thanks for being here, Scorpio. Again, if anything resonated with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading for yourself or perhaps as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that contact info by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the December general readings. Stay safe and well until then, and I hope to see you back here again soon. And again, for those of you celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Take care. Bye-bye.